Well, hello and welcome. My name is Velma. You can connect with me at velmanolds.com. This is all about your leadership chat. What does that mean? You get to listen in on valuable insights from valuable leaders just like you. I want to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe so that you never miss another episode. And if this is of value to you, please share the nuggets that you're going to take away from all these great leaders. Please give a big welcome to my special guest and your valuable leader, Dr. Maureen Kwende. Welcome, Dr. Maureen.
Thank you so much for having me. This is really an honor. I'm so glad to be here. And I want to say thank you so much again to all your listeners. You guys are great, and I'm really hoping I can inspire you today. Thank you.
Oh, I know you will. I know you will. And I always have to take a drum roll. We have a doctor in the house. Congratulations on the new doctor.
Oh, thank you.
Big achievement. I've been following you on your social media, and I'm just super excited for you.
Thank you so much. It's been quite a few years, and here we are. So I'm going to see what the next chapter is, how I can use that, my new doctorate to help people to become better leaders. So
well, you and I share that heart for helping leaders become better. And so we're going to talk about valuable leaders today. And I'm just thrilled to have you and be able to have you share your knowledge with the guests. So thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, to kick things off, Maureen, I always love for guests to tell the listeners a little bit about who you are as a person and what you do to add value.
All right. So my name is Dr. Maureen Kwende. I believe my purpose is to help other people, to reach their full potential. And I do that through research. I do that through teaching. I teach at George Mason University. I also do that through my academy called the Dream Big and Body Academy, which is an academy for emerging leaders to help them become better leaders, to make their leadership dreams come true. I also help people reach their full potential through my company called EMK Learning Solutions, and I help them on leadership, coaching, consulting. And finally, I help people reach their full potential through my nonprofit for women and girls, because I strongly believe that when women get together, magic really happens. And women, we have to help each other to get where we want to get to. And so my nonprofit is really helping people little girls to see, that their dreams can become a reality. So that's me in a nutshell.
Okay, now you've got to, so much going on. I was like trying to follow. I was like, oh my gosh, she's got this, and so many wonderful things, in motion for various reasons, but all coming back to helping build better leaders and helping leaders reach their full potential, their God-given gifts, right?
Absolutely.
And so tell us though, I know if I'm a listener, I'm like, where's the accent? You've got to tell us a little bit about you then, because we know what you're doing, and thank you for the investment you're making. But tell us a little bit about where's the accent from, and who are you now?
my accent has like so many layers. So originally I was born in Cameroon, and that's in West Africa. Mm-hmm. And so, think about it. If you know about Cameroon, it has French and English. Yes. So you have those two in there. And then I spent also a part of my life living in the UK and Scotland. Mm-hmm. So I have those accents layered on top of my, African accent, and then here. So, and here in the United States. So many times people ask me, oh, I think she's from the islands, or I think she's from here, or think, make your own decision. But that's me in a nutshell. Yeah. And I love my accent. And, it speaks a whole lot about, our cultures, about where we're from, and where, our heart is. And it's a beautiful thing sharing with people from all over the world. So thank you for asking.
I love it. I'm just like, if I'm listening, I'm like curious, like, okay, so where's the accent from? Because being from the islands of the Bahamas, and when I was born, we were under the British ruling. So technically, you were born Britain, British.
Yes.
So you have that Britain accent, and our heritage is all based upon that. I mean,
Yeah,
people say, "Oh,
totally.
you're in the islands. You drive on the wrong side of the road." I'm like, "No, we
Mhm.
drive on the left side. You guys drive on the right." But
That's right. It's
then
just different.
and when the country went independent, by law, I became a Bahamian citizen, and we have our accent there. And so when in 2006, I by choice became a United States citizen. So I ask you about your accent because it speaks so much of who you are. And
Yes.
I am so honored for the heritage that I carry with this trifecta thing now. And I also look back and I say, when I start to talk really fast, or if I'm talking to someone in the islands, my Bahamian accent pops out like crazy, right? And
Yeah.
most people are like, but your accent sounds like you're like from New England or Boston or so. And I'm like, it's because 1 year in college, my roommate in my first year of college was from Boston, and I picked up
Oh.
that accent. It didn't take long, for a good thing to rub off. And so sometimes that sneaks in, but it's anyway, I thank you for indulging us because I think it speaks to who you are and your
Yes,
heart. And
absolutely.
I think that our heritage and our culture and the environments we have the opportunity to grow and bloom in really help us
Yes.
into the leaders we are today.
Absolutely, because you can only be a true leader if you are authentic and
Yes.
knowing where you're from and all of that, speaks into your authenticity. So you got to be able to embrace who you are.
Yes.
And there is always a voice out there who wants to relate to that, and making sure that you show up the way you're supposed to show up in 100% is
Yeah.
important, because there's a purpose for that and someone is supposed to benefit from it. So
Yeah. Oh, I love that. All right. Look at you dropping bombs already, and we're just getting into this.
Not starting it.
Okay. Well, we talk about valuable leaders here because my goal of the show is really to pass on and pay it forward, giving a path for speakers and for leaders across the organizations, personally and professionally, to share their lessons learned. And so my first question is around, who is a valuable leader? That person that Maureen would say, Velma, if it was not for this leader, I would not be the woman I am today. Who's that valuable leader? What did they do to impact your life?
That's a fully loaded question. But I can speak to quite a few, but the one that really stands out to me, it's not only leader, it's a mentor, it's every, this person is someone that I can say I give a lot of credit to in my career choices, in who I am today in many aspects, even as a woman of faith, even
Right.
as a mother, and someone might be thinking, oh, it's my parents. Of course, our parents have their role, but in this particular instance, I was wanting to reference someone that I met over 15 years ago, and who has shaped my life in so many ways as a valuable leader. And I would always refer to that person. Her name is Sue. It's a woman. And not, I'm not saying that because I'm a feminist or whatever. I'm just saying it happened to be a woman.
Yes, of course.
I would say she's a valuable leader because, number one, I met her at a point where I wasn't really sure where I was going in terms of my career, in terms of business and everything. But when you have a good leader, when you have a good mentor, they actually see potential in you even before you could see it yourself. And that's the one person that I can really speak about, confidently, because at that point in time, I was like, wait a minute, what's she talking about? And so it really helped me shape direction in my career. It made me understand that, honestly, some people have had, experiences with regard to race, culture, whatever. This is the one person that I can confidently say doesn't see color, doesn't see anything. We come from completely different backgrounds, but I have never seen this level of authenticity when it comes to leadership. And so this person was leading an organization, leading a group of hundreds of people, but to each and every person that she led,
Right.
she was consistent and she was herself. There was
Mm,
never, sometimes people have the misfortune of meeting leaders that they have like a two-face, like with one group they're going to be this way, another group
yeah.
she was consistent throughout, and
Yeah.
she was resilient. She was very, very results oriented. She was very driven. No wonder we had so much in common. I was like, wait a minute, I really see myself in this woman.
Yes.
She was really authentic. She was persistent. She was resilient. She was honest enough to tell me her own challenges that she'd experienced. It's
Yeah.
important for a leader to make you understand that you're walking this path. They have walked that path too, and
Yes.
they're just as human as you are. Humanizing leadership to me was really critical, me seeing
Mm,
her that way and showing me her own scars, showing
yes.
me her own experiences, and showing me how she overcame them and how some of the issues she's constantly battling them. It made me see, okay, this is real. This is so real.
Mhm.
And it made me even be more inspired and empowered to become the better version of myself. So that's the one person. And those are some of the things she did. She went through challenges at the time. Even growing her business was a hassle. But today, when I look at her success now, she's running a $1 million business. Many people don't know what she went through to get there, but
Yes.
she was able to hold my hand to make me see the fire that she walked into, to make me expose me to those things earlier on in my life, that some of the mistakes I didn't have to make, and some of the things that I could learn from her to be able to make better decisions was just mind blowing.
So
So
Maureen, what was
that,
her name? What's her name? And she's still with us, right? I mean, she's running a
yes,
billion.
her name is Sue. She is just she's just amazing. She's the one person that helped me to start my business.
Wow.
Is someone that um I finished. I had to give her a shout out for my PhD because at the time I wasn't even sure if I was gonna in what area I was gonna do my PhD in, and
Right.
she had a PhD in the same area, learning technologies, and it really inspired me to do, what I'm doing. She'll
Yeah.
be one of the people who would write my recommendation letters to
Wow.
college. Should be that person that, get to the point in my journey, like, oh my gosh, this thing is getting crazy. She'll be that person who says, keep pushing, keep pushing. If you need to take a break, that's fine, but you keep pushing. So all around, Sue has always been my ride or
Yeah.
die valuable leader that I would always refer to. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And when she gets to hear this recording, she's gonna be like in tears. She's gonna be tearing up because you're so passionate about her. I think there wasn't even words of all the things that you could say. You were like, and I could say this, and I could say this, and it was
Yes.
so much that she has packed into your life, and she is continuing to pack into your life
Oh yeah,
to,
absolutely.
to
And
build you.
it's just amazing how when it comes to those people we have in our lives that
Mhm.
their places, no one can take them. You
Yeah.
don't have enough words to describe them. Sometimes it's even an opportunity for you to reflect and see
Yeah.
how much of an appreciation you can even give to those things and how you can pay it forward. If
Yes.
anything, that's the one thing that is helping me to say, okay, I've had this much help. I didn't have to pay for it. I didn't have to do nothing,
Right.
but receive this authenticity. It's all really an opportunity for me to pay forward.
Well, you have just led us into the next question,
Yes.
which is I want to know because for someone like Sue that saw the potential in you, believed in you when you didn't believe in yourself, right? I
Yes.
mean,
Totally.
that's really what a valuable leader does. They're like, you can borrow my confidence because I
Absolutely.
see potential in you. And
Yes.
not only did she just say, go for it, I see it, she was like behind you writing recommendations. She
Yeah.
shared with you wounds that happened in her own life, the
Yeah.
scars. She opened it up for you to know that it's not easy, but
Mm-hmm.
you are worth it.
Yes.
The journey is not going to be easy, but you are worth it. And so what it means to have, and there's more people, we know that, but we've landed on one for the sake of time. and you know what it takes. So my second question kind of dovetails right off of your point about she's also instilled in you the desire to pay it forward. So how does Maureen impact other people's lives today to help them become valuable leaders? How are you paying that forward?
I've been privileged to pay that forward in many ways. Even when I have the opportunity to work with coaching clients, sometimes a relationship go beyond that. When I
Yes.
see that, well, I think they need more than coaching.
Yeah.
This is one way that I can help them, and um, I'm trying not to brag. I'm trying to be humble at the same time. But I've had like a lot of feedback from many people that have been blessed to pay forward, how they're taking it at another level, and then it's now a snowball effect. One of them even shared with me that they now have multiple businesses just because as a result of me paying it forward. My academy that I have, empowering leaders to making their leadership dreams a reality, it's really a way of paying it forward in terms of the programs that I run. Most of them, they're free programs. I have even a private Facebook page where it's really an opportunity for me to just keep giving back. How can I, solve some of those challenges that you're experiencing as a
Yeah.
leader and speaking to your life? When I remember my first leadership role, I had no training at all, but I was actually expected to be a leader without any training. And so of course, I had to fail and make mistakes and learn from it. And so, how can I help those people? They don't have to go through the many years of trial and error. And so, I help pay forward in that way through my academy. I always wake up every Tuesday to speak to people in through my podcast, see how I can empower them and people who feel like giving up. I have had the opportunity to go into schools.
Right.
I had recently had opportunity to go to a high school and to inspire them to make sure that their dreams are valid, and coming from my book I wrote titled Dream Big and Live Your Dreams Boldly, it was interesting to see that while I was empowering them, paying it forward, some of them shared with me that, oh, well, they don't even see why they should pursue their dreams because they want to be able, their parents expect them to live the dreams of their parents instead. And
Yeah.
that kind of made my heart kind of like, oh, really, you have one life to live.
Yeah.
And so it's on you actually to pursue your dreams. You're not pursuing anyone else's dream. You have just one life to live.
Yes.
So you got to live your best. So these are some channels that I use. I'm a community leader. I go through so many opportunities in my community that come to me. I speak at conferences. I look for ways to give back. My nonprofit, of course, is a nonprofit.
Yes.
And I look at all these girls who might even come from disadvantaged communities that don't even have a role model, that don't even have a Sue in their life, don't even have a mentor. How can we create that opportunity for them to see what they would like to be? So
Yeah.
those are some ways that, creating those opportunities, those channels to empower those girls to say, okay, I don't have anyone in my family. I don't have anyone that I can look up to, but this nonprofit can really help me to become a better version of myself. So in a nutshell,
Oh,
that's what I'm
oh
looking.
my gosh. Yeah, you've talked about so many different channels, but the fact that you have this nonprofit really speaks to, going above and beyond, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of things that we do help build our business, and
Mhm.
this is something that you're doing to reach underprivileged and giving people
Absolutely.
opportunities. Like you're trying to be that Sue in multiple lives of
Yeah.
these people through the nonprofit for those girls and women. So, I mean, kudos to you for that. Thank you.
It's really a blessing to do that,
Yeah,
actually.
and you said, well, I don't want to brag or be prideful or something, I think was your words. And yeah, I want to be humble about it. And
Yeah.
I want to tell you that when I heard you, you used two words that spoke to my heart that was not in any way where you were prideful or you were, in taking credit for something.
Mhm.
You said I have the privilege, and I love that because you know, paving the way for others, it's an honor. It's a
Yeah.
privilege to be able to help someone, to give them a helping hand. That's a privilege. And then you said, you know, it's a blessing for me. And so what that tells me is, you know, you're doing it from a place of, you know, your heart. You're
Yeah.
getting blessed in return
Absolutely.
for what you're doing. So it's, you know, it's kind of going both ways. So thank you for that. That's awesome. I just wanted you to know that those, of all the things you said, Maureen, what I heard was your opportunity to be able to pay forward what someone by the name of Sue has done and is doing for you is a privilege and a blessing.
Yes, and it's going to continue until whenever.
Yeah, I know.
As long as I'm here. Yeah.
All right, right. Okay, big question now. So think about this, because we never know where someone is in their life when they're going to listen to this podcast,
Yes.
and this message. And so I've tried to make these, and my goal is to make them very informal. You know, you have a cup of coffee, you just chat
Yes.
with a good friend, to make people
Uh-huh.
feel like leadership is within my reach. It's
Mhm.
not something that, you know, we're going to demystify. If you are a mom at home, you are a leader. If you
Yes.
are a young person in college or high school, you are a leader. When you decide to invest in yourself in a way that you want to influence the world and people around you, even if your world is 3 people, right?
Yes.
For the good, you're a valuable leader. So what would be one big takeaway that you would want to give to the listeners? And you would say, this is what I would say to anyone listening to help them become a valuable leader in their life. What would that big takeaway be?
You know, many times people will think, okay, to be a leader, you have to look a certain type of way. You actually even spoken to that. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less.
Yes.
So whether you're a Girl Scout or you're, you know, you're a mom, you're a community leader, whatever opportunity that you're, or every position that you find yourself, you have the ability to influence others, and you are a leader. So what I want to say is, do not wait for permission to use your leadership abilities to make a difference.
Yeah.
You have been given the authority, you have the power within you. When people ask me, you know, why, what does empowerment minutes mean for my podcast? Empowerment, you know, looking at it from the perspective of, we have the power, we have, you know, we have control, right? So when you have any opportunity, you know, think about, how can I be a better leader today? How can I use my influence? This might be my only option, right? I teach my students, I tell them it takes 7 seconds to make a first impression. That 7 seconds might be all you ever have to be the leader that you want to be. It's a gift that you've been given. So how are you going to use it to make sure that you leave a mark and make a difference in that person's life? So do not waste that opportunity and take advantage and make a difference.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is so what a bomb you've dropped. And I agree with you. When we talk about empower and empowerment, we're really talking about helping people live into the power that they already have. You know, we're born with gifts and talents and skills that are not meant for us. They are meant for us to give away.
Exactly.
Right? To give it away, to help be a blessing to someone else. And so I just love how you have given this big takeaway and challenged our listeners and me, you know, challenged ourselves to say in a good way, you know, use your power, use your influence for good. Use your powers for good, right?
That's right.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. So Maureen, how can listeners learn more about you, the books, you know, the nonprofit? How can they follow you or learn more about what you're doing?
There's so many ways, but to make it easy, you can just go to maureenkwende.com, because if you go to my personal website, you will be able to get through to, you know, my nonprofit, or get through to my academy, for my company. So if you go to maureenkwende.com, MAURINE, Kwende is KWENDE.com, and you'll be able to find me. If you're interested in getting my book, even from my website, you'll be able to do that, or you can go to Amazon and then, type, dream big and live your dreams boldly. If you're wanting to pursue your dreams, which I would, insist upon, you should pursue your dreams, then go get that book or give it as a gift to someone else.
Yeah. No, we're going to put the website here in the show so that folks will be able to see it, can screenshot it and go there. So thanks for spelling it out, because I always have to do that with my name too, and especially Knowles. People think Florida Seminoles, and I'm like,
yes,
no,
exactly.
The K is silent, that kind of stuff. But that's okay. We'll put it in the show notes. And
yes, it's important. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. I want to say thank you so much for, taking the time to come on your leadership chat and for sharing from your heart the blessings and the privilege to help others become valuable leaders. I really appreciate you.
It's actually my honor. So thank you so much. I want to say you're doing a great job having these leadership chats, making people to understand the benefits of becoming valuable leaders. So I want to say some people might not even understand what it means, but once they listen to this channel over and over again, I'm convinced that they would become better leaders and transformational leaders. So thank you for paving the way. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Hey, thanks so much for watching another episode of Your Leadership Chat. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button here and tap that bell icon so that you never miss another episode. I hope too that you'll give us a thumbs up on the video for a like. And then if you feel led, please share the video with those who need to see it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Your Leadership Chat. Bye for now.